Sugar man, won't you hurry? 'Cause I'm tired of these scenes. For a blue coin.
Anyone recognize this song? Nobody? This song named Sugar Man from an album. Its name is Cold Fact. This is the cover of this album. So, Cold Fact by Rodriguez. It was released more than 40 years ago. And in South America, this is the most famous album. It is still a mystery that how this album came to South Africa. One of the stories is that, one American girl, she came to South Africa to visit her boyfriend, and she bought a copy. Obviously, all of their friends loved it, but there was nowhere that you can buy it. So they started making copies and passing copy along. And then it spread very quickly. In mid-1970s, it was very conservative in South Africa society. Television was controlled by the communists, like China. But pretty much everyone in South Africa had these records, and pretty much everyone can sing this song. But there's one thing, nobody actually knew who Rodriguez was. So they heard one story that this crazy guy, Rodriguez, commit suicide. And one day, he walked onto the stage and he set him on fire. And he burned himself down in front of his audience. It was absolutely crazy. It was not just a suicide. It was the most unbelievable suicide in rock history. And then 20 years passed. Oh, thanks to the internet. One day, a woman in Kansas City, she went online and accidentally she found a website. It said, "Wanted, and have you ever seen this man?" Well, she was like, "Yes, I have seen this man. He is my father." So she replied, "Do you want to know more about this man?" And she also added her contact info, her email address, her phone number. And this is how people in Africa, after 20 years, finally found out that Rodriguez, he's not dead. He's still alive. And this just begins another story. A young man, his name is Sixto Rodriguez. He just published 2 albums in Detroit in early 1970s. But, there was no luck. He only sold 6 copies. What he can do? He lost his job a week before Christmas in that year, and he returned to work as a hired labor. He's been doing, construction work, roofing, and renovation of old buildings. And he and his family lived in 26 different places in Detroit. Some of them even didn't have bathrooms. And then, in the year 1998, 2 people people came to Detroit and told him, hey, you know what? You are more famous than Elvis Presley in South Africa. Then he was invited to South Africa. You know, he and his daughter thought, maybe 20 audience gonna show up. So when they got off the plane, they were like surprised. 2 limo was waiting for them, and they were taken to a VIP suite. Well, at the concert, more than 5,000 people showed up. Well, his daughter was busy taking photos of the audience, you know, because nobody in Detroit gonna believe this. Well, unbelievable. Everything is just too strange to be true. And this is absolutely a miracle. For Rodriguez himself and for the audience. For audience in South Africa, they were like seeing someone like Elvis Presley. He came back from the dead. Everyone pretty much has a dream, but you know, most of us gonna die without coming close to this sort of magic. After this tour, Rodriguez returned to his hometown, Detroit, and he gave away most of his money, and he's still doing construction work. Well, nothing has changed. The life he was living is exactly the life he's living now. So to me, it's like he is a representative of human spirit, of what's going to be possible. You know, our human beings. He has demonstrated clearly that everyone has his own choice. So he took confusion, pain, and transferred them into something beautiful. And that's it. Thank you.